It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. A little later than normal tonight, but we had the Seahawks and the Vikings NFL action. Appreciate you sticking with us. Like you to meet Team 308, Doug Warren. He is Director of Sports Programming for the Spotlight Radio Network, producer of The Drive with Jack Ebling. That's weekdays 3 to 6. And he is host of a new show, Finish the Game, Sunday nights at 6 o'clock. You had to do that tonight, the debut, right?
Yep, got a little warm-up action there with Mike Griffith, our new show, Finish the Game, which you can hear, as Jack said, 6 p.m. Sunday nights on Spotlight Radio Network, and podcast it all on the same platforms as you hear The Drive and the Spartan Beat and all the other shows with Spotlight.
One of the reasons that we're going to be talking with former Alabama and Seattle Seahawks great Sean Alexander every Friday afternoon on The Drive with Jack. A warm-up act for Darian Harris, who comes on with us at 5:05. Darian, of course, 5-year MSU linebacker, co-captain of the 2015 Big Ten champions. He is a fixture on The Drive with Jack on Friday afternoons. He is a Big Coffee brand ambassador and new assistant football coach at Walled Lake Western. How's that working out, Coach?
It's working out pretty well. You know, we had an inter-squad scrimmage a couple of days ago. So actually, right after taping this, I have to go home and grade the scrimmage. So it is interesting, definitely being on the other side of the lines now as a coach. You know, you're looking at things from a different angle. Have to learn how to motivate your players in a different way. And you see why your old coaches from past times got frustrated with you for making the same mistakes over and over again. But I think we're going to have a big year this year. I like what the kids are doing out there. It should be interesting going into practice tomorrow. There's going to be some depth chart changes. We know what happens after a scrimmage. Going to have some guys that are going to have to earn some starting jobs back, but that's the name of the game. It's the name of football. I've been there before, and these kids are going to work hard for it.
Do you hear yourself saying some of the things that Pat Narduzzi said? Maybe. You said
Absolutely, absolutely. We've definitely installed a few things that Coach Narduzzi brought to the table with us at Michigan State, namely cat drills, crimes against the team. It's one of the main things we brought to the team, up downs to the end of practice for mistakes that happened during practice. It could be a missed assignment, a misread. Could be leaving your water bottle sprawled out across the field. It's the little things like that, as we know, that win championships. So we want to make sure the kids understand just how important it is to do the little things, and if they're able to do that, we'll be pretty good.
Walled Lake Western has turned out college players before. Spencer Brown.
Yep, Cody White as well.
Cody White, obviously.
Yeah, I got 3 on the team now that are for sure going D1. Got a couple others that are possibles. Plenty others that have played D2, D3, so should be good.
We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about Michigan State and the start of the season up next.
Slide into an all-new water park experience, only at Soaring Eagle Water Park and Hotel. Our new interactive water slides let you choose your own light and music, compete against friends, and easily share your experience on social media. And you'll still earn and redeem points at Soaring Eagle Water Park, Soaring Eagle Casino, and Sackening Eagles Landing Casino. It's a whole new way to water park, exclusively at Soaring Eagle Water Park and Hotel, Mount Pleasant. Book your family getaway now at SoaringEagleWaterPark.com.
The future of laundry is here, and it's a disc.
The Persil Pro Clean Disc.
One disc cleans more tough stains better than any of these detergents, and it delivers our next generation of deep clean. Welcome to the future. New Persil Pro Clean discs.
Instant big volume? Get Colossal. Colossal Mascara from Maybelline, New York. Mega Brush. Collagen-infused formula. Instant big volume. So fast, so bold, so colossal. Colossal Mascara. Only from Maybelline, New York.
I'm gonna put a weapon on you. Bring it, little dude.
Stop your kids from fighting after you pass away with a will or trust that spells out your wishes. We protect you, your family, and your wallet. Call Crenshaw Peterson today for a free consultation.
Hike! Get in the savings zone at Capital Honda with game-winning offers on the new 2019 Honda Civic LX, $189 a month, or new 2019 Honda CR-V EX all-wheel drive, $269 a month. You should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay connected everywhere you go.
For 105 years, the Graff family of dealerships has been selling cars and making friends.
Why am I on this wall? I'm not history. I'm still selling cars.
It's the Graf Anniversary Sale, and you're getting the presents.
We're making 2019's history with below GMS on a new Blazer just $249 per month, and Equinox just $192 per month, or get a Silverado Crew Cab just $252 per month.
It's the Graf Anniversary Sale going on at every Graf dealership. Dad, where the heck am I?
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet, a trusted friend 105 years in automobile business, and Graf Nissan, next door on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you, as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. To be 7. Go green, go Graf. That, believe it or not, was an impromptu performance at a wedding reception. And you got a former trombone player in the Michigan State Marching Band. And you've got Zach Smith and his wife, Kristen, and all of their bridesmaids and groomspeople were in the band. So they get married in Canton, Ohio, and they decide they're going to just do the series, which is what that's called. Many of you have seen the band march from the practice field over the bridge to the stadium. Darian, you probably never had a chance to see that.
No, I haven't. It's another one of those Michigan State spectacles that you miss as a player. So maybe this year, when I come back to some games, I'll get an opportunity to check that out.
Zach Smith is now a sports writer in Texas, and his wife Kristen also works there, obviously, but she's a 9-time world champion twirler.
Wow.
So that's, they had everybody there. They said, let's just get together and do this for old time's sake. Tomorrow is the 17th annual Meet the Spartans event. Doug, we've been part of this and talking to people. We're going to have Tim Allen on the show with us tomorrow.
Okay.
Talking about this and what it means. And for a lot of fans, it's their first look at these Michigan State football players.
Yeah, and it's a nice event. Young fans get to go out there and to get autographs, take pictures, and visit with some of the Spartan players up close and personal. And it's a great thing that it's free. So it's something that I know the fans look forward to every year, and it's going to be a great way to kick off the season.
What does something like Meet the Spartans mean to you and to the players, Darian? A chance to interact with them and take some pictures, sign some autographs?
Yeah, it means a ton, and especially when you get an opportunity to interact with kids, like Doug just said. That's what means the most to us as players. You get a chance to shake their hand. They're going to have a smile on their face. They're going to, bring pictures and posters for autographs and things of that nature. And just kind of a reminder of why you're doing what you're doing. Wins and losses are great. Winning championships are great. But having the opportunity to impact young people's lives is what makes it all worth it. So it's pretty cool.
It's always fun to see the looks on the faces of some of these kids.
Yeah.
And they're so wide-eyed, and the players look so big, and these are their heroes. And the first time they actually get to see them and see that they smile, they walk away, and they've got a schedule poster, and they've got all sorts of things that they've picked up there. but they wait in line a long time to get these autographs.
Oh yeah, it can be a lengthy event, and sometimes you don't always get to see the players you want to see. You got to try to you have to pick your lines carefully to try to catch certain guys. But there's a lot of superstars on this team this year. I'm expecting a lot of personal photos to show up, and a lot of these guys are going to really make some people's days tomorrow.
And it's funny too when some of the players decide that they're going to be photographers and they go and ask questions and do those kinds of things too. Doug, you have said 20.5 points. That's what Michigan State needs to have a dream season. Taking a look at the schedule for the Spartans, if they can average 30 points per game through the end of September, would you be ready to say that this could be Mark D'Antonio's best team as it heads to Columbus and Madison?
Well, if they're averaging 30 points through September, then that means they're going to be playing teams like Arizona State, Northwestern, and then, of course, Indiana, who
be 2-0 in the Big Ten.
Yeah, they'd be 2-0 in the Big Ten. I think Northwestern's going to be a contender again. I don't think they're getting the credit they deserve. Arizona State, they'll likely have a freshman starting at quarterback, the first ever freshman starter for them coming into Spartan Stadium. And, of course, we know what happened last year out there in the desert. Michigan State had a close loss. But yeah, if this team scores 30 points a game with the defense, they're going to contend for the Big Ten title and beyond. Has the makings of a 10-11 win season, maybe more.
Darian, everyone's been talking about, can they get over 21 points a game? Can they just be okay and get up into the 70s? You talk to the players, they're not thinking that way. They're thinking 400-plus yards a game and more than 30 points. And you were part of a team that scored more than 40 points a game.
Yeah, definitely. And they have reason to believe that they can do that. I think it starts up front with the offensive line. It was a big statement in terms of coming into this fall camp, really even back into the spring, just looking at the weight of the O-linemen, looking at how a lot of guys had ballooned in a good way above 300 pounds. That makes a huge difference. You'll be able to run the football some. They can get over 21 for sure.
We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the University of Michigan out of the blue up next.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoyed giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Don't miss the 71st Annual Primetime Emmys, Sunday, September 22nd on Fox.
I'm Chaz from the Holt Diamond-Dale Insurance Agency, proud partner with Auto Owners Insurance to protect your professional office. Attorneys, CPAs, physicians, dentists, optometrists, we've got you covered. Call us today for a review of your policy.
Have you experienced a life-changing event? Are you considering filing for disability benefits? With so many people getting denied every day, you need an expert in disability law. You need the law offices of Ronald J. Miles.
Becoming disabled can be a life-changing event. For more than 25 years, I've had the privilege to help thousands of people get their disability benefits from the Social Security Administration. So, if you think you're disabled and you need assistance, let me win for you.
Catch all the games at City Limits in Mason or East Lansing. Fill up on your favorite food and enjoy our Michigan-made beers on tap.
There ain't no limits to the city you're in when you come to City Limits.
If you look at the Spartan head, it doesn't look like it had been trashed, but before the game, you saw Devin Bush Jr. last year for the University of Michigan, and he had a little run-in with Michigan State before the game. When you saw that video, when you saw what had really happened, what first thing that went through your mind, Darian?
He's lucky it wasn't 2015, because we had a different, I'm not saying the players did or didn't see it. I'm just saying that if you talk to a lot of my teammates, we would have had a little bit different reaction than the team did, but it's all good.
Devin Bush Jr. is off to a tremendous start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They traded up to get him.
Yeah.
And he had 10 stops in the first half of his first football game. But looking at that video, does that show you the kind of grit and aggression he's going to play with? Or does it show the kind of player who's been prone to personal fouls?
Yeah, I don't really think it has a correlation one way or the other. I think it just was a rivalry. He wanted to defile property, at the time. That's what he felt was something he needed to do to get his team going. And that's his, personal battle. But at the end of the day, I look at a guy like Luke Kuechly, Bobby Wagner, Thomas Davis, three of the best linebackers in the game right now, maybe in the history of the game. Would they ever do that? No. But it doesn't mean that they're not excellent football players. So really, I don't think it makes a difference one way or the other. But there's no denying that he has had an exceptional start to this preseason, and we already knew that he was going to translate extremely well to the next level.
Not something you would ever have done on the field before a game.
No, definitely not. I don't think anybody on Michigan State's team would have done that, because you wouldn't be playing the game if you did that under Mark D'Antonio's watch.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about what Michigan has going offensively, and we know that Shea Patterson, back for his senior year. Dylan McCaffrey also is going to be on the field some. Jim Harbaugh said he's going to use two quarterbacks. Some people think he's going to use two at the same time. But the receiving core is probably the strength of this team this year. Donovan Peoples-Jones, Doug, we have seen him in action. He had 2 touchdown catches last year, including the long one to beat Michigan State. Is he as good as any receiver in the Big Ten? And is he a first-round draft pick?
I don't know if he's a first-round draft pick at this point. If he has a gigantic year this year, that could change the discussion in that regard. But the biggest question with Michigan is Jim Harbaugh going to get out of the way of his offense?
Yeah.
Did he finally learn his lesson? And is he going to allow Josh Gaddis to come in and implement a new offense to take advantage of that talent you see there? Shea Patterson was at his best last year when he's on the move, when he's on the run out of the pocket. Playing football in the phone booth really does not work anymore. In this modern day of football, as we saw most prominently with Michigan in the last 2 games last season when they got hammered by Ohio State, gave up 62 points, and then just looked completely out of it against Florida. You've got to be able to score in the 21st century in college football, and if you can't, you're putting a lot more stress on your defense than needs to be.
Yeah, Michigan has a terrific receiving core, I think everyone would agree, but like Michigan State, there are concerns at running back, true freshman. Zach Charbonnet seems to have a lead in that department, and he'll get first crack at this. They do have an experienced offensive line, but they don't have the defense they had last year when a lot of people thought that was as good as any team in the country till the last couple games.
Yeah, for sure. So it's going to put a lot of stress on your offense. You do have the receivers that can go out there and make plays. You got 3 that are probably going to play at the next level in some way, shape, or form. So, and you got a quarterback in Shea Patterson, who I believe is one way or the other going to be drafted at least in the top 4 rounds. I think if he has a tremendous year and has a shot at maybe ended up in New York, depending on how that season goes. So, they got to score points. It's almost a situation that's opposite of Michigan State.
Well, there's some tough games on this schedule before they get to Michigan State and Ohio State in November, including a game with Army. Then they're at Wisconsin, and see what happens with Notre Dame.
At PFCU, we know you work hard for your family, business, and community. That's why we want you to know that no matter what happens in life, we're in this together. From buying your first home to preparing for retirement, our 13 locations across mid-Michigan and digital banking access mean PFCU can meet you where you are.
On behalf of the staff here at PFCU, welcome. We look forward to meeting you and helping you reach your financial goals.
Ladies and gentlemen, Have you ever seen a lawn that mows itself? Yeah, me neither.
But the Husqvarna Auto Mower will mow the lawn for you, rain or shine. The Husqvarna Auto Mower charges automatically. It's silent, safe, there's virtually no maintenance, and your lawn will look like carpet. Here at Midwest Power Equipment, we are your one-stop shop for installation, service, and information. You might be thinking the Husqvarna Auto Mower sounds too good to be true. It's not. So come into Midwest Power Equipment today.
Don't miss Daily Mail, weeknights at 6 on My 47.4.
For 105 years, the Graff family of dealerships has been selling cars and making friends.
Why am I on this wall? I'm not history. I'm still selling cars.
It's the Graff Anniversary Sale,
And you're getting the present.
We're making 2019's history with below GMS on a new Trax, just $148 per month, and Equinox, just $192 per month, or get a Silverado Crew Cab, just $252 per month.
It's the Graff Anniversary Sale going on at every Graff dealership. Dad, where the heck am I?
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
The Student Bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and getaways to Northern Michigan and Chicago, where Doug Warren and I just were for the NFL Legends Classic. That's Dean Trailways, your favorite ride. There you see college football hype and their ranking of the top 10 position groups in the country, starting with the Alabama wideouts, then the Clemson offensive backfield, Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne and company, LSU secondary, Oregon's offensive line, not quite so sure about that one. Last time I saw Oregon's offensive line, they managed 7 fourth-quarter points against Michigan State. But fifth on that list, the Michigan State defensive line. And when you look at that, Darian Harris, and you see the respect that Michigan State's defensive line has, it is the highest rank for any position group in the Big Ten, and I don't see any Ohio State or Michigan groups on that list. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's definitely high praise and well-deserving praise for this Michigan State D-line. I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. This team is going to go as the Michigan State defensive line goes. You know, obviously it's going to be led by Kenny Willekes, Raekwon Williams, and Mike Panasiuk inside. And then on the outside with Jacob Panasiuk coming along in the spring and fall, I think he's primed for a big year also, especially because teams are going to have to double Kenny on the other side. They're going to have to double team Kenny, which is going to leave a lot of one-on-one for Jacob on the other side. So this team is going to go as the D-line goes. You look at the dominance that Clemson's defensive line has had in the last few years, Michigan State can have that same kind of season.
When you look at Kenny Willekes, had a chance to go last year, probably would have gone if he didn't break his leg in the Red Box Bowl. And then the push from those two defensive tackles, we know how much NFL teams cherish that. Doug, I'm looking at 3 guys going into 2020 NFL draft from that position group.
Yeah, there's no question about it. These guys all have the potential to be first, at the very least, second-round picks. I think Raekwon Williams would be the first Michigan State player taken off the board. I mean, the way he plays, that's just, you plug and play that guy, and he's probably an immediate starter on most teams in the NFL. And Willekes, the sky's the limit with him, potentially. And Panasiuk is just a solid player and has been from day one. He's the kind of guy who could have a 10-year NFL career, just kind of flying under the radar and being one of those depth guys that so many NFL teams have and just in the rotation.
Darian, you know how hard it is to get picked in National Football League draft. To think that this defense could have 6 guys, certainly 5. We don't know about Josiah Scott and what his plans might be if he leaves early, but could have 6 guys taken.
Yeah, I think they will, and it all comes down to, you know, how you start your career, how many years you're able to dominate on a college level, and all of these guys, all 6 of them have had opportunities to play early, and from day one stepped on the field have been dominant. You come into the year with a top 5, top 3, really the top ranked maybe defense in the country. All that hype and everything behind you, you back it up on the field. It helps a lot getting an opportunity to get selected in the NFL draft.
Doug Warren, you are an Ohio State guy still, right? You were and still would be. When we think about a new quarterback in Justin Fields, we think about a new coach in Ryan Day, succeeding a guy who never lost to Michigan in 7 opportunities. If Ohio State should stumble, suffer a couple of Big Ten losses, including a defeat in Ann Arbor on November 30th, how difficult will this be for Ryan Day?
Well, it'll get difficult. You know, there'll be probably calls of John Cooper and Earl Bruce. The old-timers will remember the Earl Bruce era, which in most people's minds was underachieving, coming in on the heels of what Woody Hayes had done for so many years. Yeah, there's pressure. It doesn't matter who the Ohio State coach is. There's going to be pressure. And following up in the footsteps of Urban Meyer, really one of the great college coaches of this generation, there's pressure. But I think, as I've said all along, I think Ryan Day's a lot closer to being what Lincoln Riley's been able to do, taking over for Bob Stoops, than, say, what Luke Fickell was in his 1 year at Ohio State, leading the helm in 2003 after Jim Tressel's exit.
Percent chance that Ohio State wins the Big Ten East is?
65%.
Darian?
49.
49?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say 33. And that's not disrespect for the Buckeyes, but I think Michigan has a chance, especially with the schedule. I think Michigan State has a chance. I think all 3 of those teams are about the same. I want to take a look at the Big Ten openers, if we can. These are the games for week 1. And how many losses do you guys see on this list in week 1? Do you like Northwestern at Stanford, Wisconsin also on the road at South Florida, and Purdue playing at Nevada? Is it possible in Jim Delaney's last opening weekend that the Big Ten could go 14-0? Doug?
It's very possible. Northwestern at Stanford, that is going to be a tough game. Stanford always is very good. The Purdue at Nevada game, that's going to be a shootout. I mean, that could come down to last possession type of a situation.
Most likely loss for the Big Ten, Darian, is?
Might be UMass at Rutgers, honestly. I mean, as long as, you know, we don't know what Rutgers is doing year in and year out. They've really struggled in the last few years.
If Northwestern plays Stanford and they just stop that 4th and 1 dive play with the fullback, that would be a great thing for the Big Ten. We will be right back. John Shinsky up next.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Think about the number of people your child meets over the course of a single school day. They're bus drivers, coaches, librarians, and of course their teachers. Ordinary people going above and beyond to help children. Congratulations, Stuart Kelishowski, the Michigan Lottery's 2019 Educator of the Year.
Take the time today to nominate an outstanding public educator for an Excellence in Education Award.
Find out more at fox47news.com.
TV's #1 new show returns, The Masked Singer, September 25th on Fox.
Slide into an all-new water park experience, only at Soaring Eagle Water Park and Hotel. Our new interactive water slides let you choose your own light and music, compete against friends, and easily share your experience on social media. And you'll still earn and redeem points at Soaring Eagle Water Park, Soaring Eagle Casino, and Sackening Eagles Landing Casino. It's a whole new way to water park, exclusively at Soaring Eagle Water Park and Hotel, Mount Pleasant. Book your family getaway now at SoaringEagleWaterPark.com.
It's hard to admit, but taking care of my mother is just becoming more than I can handle on my own. All my life, she's taken care of me. Now it's my turn to return the favor. I have to find my mom the best care. At By Dawn's Early Light Home Care, we place importance on continuity of care, so you can keep your loved ones at home, aging in place, with the same friendly caregiver whenever you need assistance. Call us and set up a free care consultation today.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Paving the Way segment, brought to you by our friends at McKerney Asphalt. For the best in residential and commercial paving, for quality workmanship at a fair price, call 517-484-3188, as I did late last summer. That was a surprise impromptu concert performance from the Ghost, Dave Casper, former Notre Dame and Oakland Raiders great last Sunday night, Doug Warren. We were there for the Shinsky Orphanage NPH USA Football Legends Classic.
Yep.
That was great fun.
It was a lot of fun, and the impromptu concert there, some of his fellow Hall of Famers had no idea Dave could play or sing like that, so they were just as surprised as the rest of us. And he went for like 15 minutes, played a bunch of different songs. It was fun.
Yeah.
So it was a great way to start the weekend.
A lot of those players played golf on Monday at the Biltmore Country Club, North Barrington, Illinois, and very happy to have with us John Shinsky, former Michigan State defensive lineman, and as Joe DeLamielleure says, toughest player he ever had to block. And he is, of course, the founder of the Shinsky Orphanage. John, it wouldn't be stretching it to say that this is my favorite event of the year, and Doug, I think it's one of yours.
Yep, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about this year's event. It is the 7th and year 10 for the Shinsky Orphanage.
Jack, I tell you, this, as you said, this is the 7th year of the NFL Legends Golf Tournament. And the greatest thing about it is the NFL players, it's not about golf. The NFL players come together with a group of people that continue to come together each year, and they become very knowledgeable about our children, and we've been able to build relationships between our children in Mexico through Skype and so on, and so they get a chance to see why they're there and the purpose they're there and the kinds of impact that they're having on these children's lives, because this past 7 years our children have made tremendous gains.
Here is the program from the event, and you can see the kids at the bottom. That's what it's really all about, all the fundraising efforts, the 11 Hall of Famers and the Chicago Bears who filled out the 24 foursomes. It was a terrific time for everyone, and I just appreciate you and Kelly Dean allowing us to broadcast for the 5th straight year.
Well, I tell you, Jack, Kelly Dean and Joe DeLamielleure and so many people. Of course, my wife Cindy, being a co-founder of the orphanage, has been there the whole time. But between the DeLamielleure and Kelly and the Lansing community, it's just been a tremendous support. It's amazing the amount of time that's gone by, but more important, it's amazing the kind of impact that's been made with these children.
You must be incredibly proud of the decade of service and what you have done for these kids and what these kids have done, Doug. That's the amazing part now. Graduates going on to college, etc. They have a safe haven in Metamoris just across the Rio Grande. But also for the NFL players who commit to come back, it's their favorite event of the year, and all the players who come and dig deep to benefit NPH USA and the orphanage. and 20 players. I think we had 5 foursomes from Lansing came on the bus with us and had a great time.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that's always amazing to me is, you know, I'm a child of adoption myself, so I know what it means if you're with a family that takes care of you, gives you a home, and provides you opportunities that you maybe otherwise wouldn't have. So what John's been able to do the last 10 years and what this event has done for the last 7 is incredible. Well, the other night, just in the auction itself, within, I don't know, half hour, they raised $33,000 and $280,000 total so far.
That's just the auction.
Yeah, that's just the auction for $33K raised just on Monday evening. So this is an event that has a big impact, and the players that are involved and the participants, the guys who go down and play, they have such a great time with these NFL players that they keep coming back each and every year. So it's a lot of fun for us as well, Jack.
John, in case anyone doesn't know, if they've been in orbit and they have missed what you have done with this, you made a promise to Joe nearly 40 years ago when you were roommates at Michigan State that you were going to open an orphanage. Promise kept.
Yeah, that's true, Jack. I said to Joe that someday I'm going to open an orphanage and help kids like me, and I particularly made that decision once I knew I wasn't going into professional football. And I went back to the orphanage where I came from, and I saw the kids there, and I saw where I came from, and at that moment, I committed to the fact of doing something special for these kids, and everything's evolved tremendously.
It's been fantastic, and it's far from done. Look forward to being back next year. Go to ShinskyOrphanage.org and NPHUSA.org. You can see all the pictures. If you want to play next year, let us know. We'll be right back in just a moment. Our Law of the Jungle segment, the Lions, up next.
With 5 local dealers and over 300 vehicles on site, the American One Summer Car Sale is the best way to vehicle shop. Deals are happening August 21st through the 24th at the Westwood Mall in Jackson. When you purchase at the sale, you'll receive a $100 gas card, spin the wheel of cash, and be entered into a daily $500 cash drawing. See any American One branch for full details and to get pre-approved today. Shop August 21st through the 24th at the Westwood Mall and discover why American One is the home of the auto loan experts.
Hi, I'm Chaz with Holt Diamondale Insurance Agency. As an independent agent, I rely on Auto Owners Insurance to provide comprehensive programs for your small business. Locally headquartered here in Lansing, Michigan, Auto Owners provides great coverage for your bar, restaurant, or brewery.
The new Fox Sports app, now with live streaming. Download it from the App Store today.
An emergency is the absence of choice. The randomness of the world. The crazy chaos of life. Robbing us of our safety.
Mommy?
Oh my God.
Get off the field!
So when the storms rage,
leaving me here on my own, it's a cruel summer.
we call out. To the light up ahead.
911, what is your emergency?
Mommy! No! No! Get away from the water! Get away from the water! It's a cruel summer. Now you're
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Forest Acres Golf Courses and Golf MSU. With a wide variety of challenges on the east and west layouts, a terrific 12-month practice facility, and a pro shop with something for every Spartan, Acres is always a grade A facility. Go to golf.msu.edu for great Labor Day golf specials.
good, got him.
Watson looking left instead for Hopkins. Touchdown, Texans. Webb to the air, Mitchell on the receiving end, and Mitchell lunging forward. The ball pops out, and it's recovered by the Lions. Down the sideline and into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Second and 9.
Read there now.
Webb going deep down the sidelines, looking for 6. Vincent Smith with a juggling catch. Johnson, pressure again for Menahoon. He throws the interception. Derek Beatty with the pick. Continue to isolate Kalambayi and Adams. As fails on third down, will air it deep down the sideline. Got a man open, caught inside.
Try to get a rub down here. Yep.
On the roll, fails. Zenner, and Zenner in for the touchdown.
Howell 6 carries for 42 yards in this drive.
Give him from Duhart. And on second and goal, Thompson the carry, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
See the Lions in a 30-23 loss in Houston. Very, very hot week for all the practices, but certainly much better conditions indoors. When you think about preseason games, Darian, you've had a chance to play in some of them. How important are they? What do they really mean, and do we have too many?
It depends who you ask. I think that you're going to get a lot of different answers from a lot of different people. You're trying to make a team, it means everything to you. If you already kind of cemented in the spot, it means it's a waste of time for you. You want to get them done. If you're a fan, it depends how your team is doing. If you're a New York Giants fan, you say it means everything in the world. Daniel Jones is playing fantastic. This is the greatest thing ever. If you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, you say it doesn't mean anything. Kyler Murray's going to be fine once the regular season starts. And kind of the same thing for Lions fans. They're saying it doesn't mean anything, you know, once the season starts, it gets rolling. So I don't necessarily think we have too many. You know, I mean, you could cut it to 3, maybe 2, but it gives the guys trying to make the team a lot less opportunity to show what they can do.
We don't see the starters, Doug. Didn't see him again last night.
Yeah.
Thought Matthew Stafford was going to play 8 to 10 plays. Never saw the field. Do you think we're going to get to the point where we cut it from 4 to 3?
Yeah, at least.
At least.
The owners want to cut it to 2. That's going to be a big part of the next collective bargaining agreement. I think if the players are going to be willing to cut it to 2 and add 2 more regular season games, they're going to want to have a boost in the salary cap. They're going to want to probably have more roster spots, move it up from 53 or 56 or 60, I guess what it is, with a taxi squad guys. So a lot of negotiations with that. But yeah, I eventually think they'll whittle it down to 2 in one way, shape, or form.
Position battles, not just for starting spots, but for roster spots at this point, very important. And you have a few NFL teams will carry a third quarterback, maybe stash him. But for most teams, they've got their starter and they've got a backup. And the Lions have 3 guys competing for that position, Doug. Tom Savage, who was hurt in the opener.
Yep.
And you see David Fales. He did a terrific job last night, and I wasn't expecting it. And then Josh Johnson, he's played for 13 different NFL teams.
Yeah.
Amazing. How do you see this battle shaping up, and who's likely to be behind Matthew Stafford on opening day?
Well, if it's Tom Savage, if his concussion issues don't linger, I think it'll be him. He's got the most veteran leadership. He was part of the Patriots, and I think that he's probably the most solid of the backups. I don't really have any confidence in any of these guys. I mean, Josh Johnson, it's great that you're on 13 NFL teams, but that usually means that you're always a bubble guy. If you're a good backup, you usually last a little bit longer with one of the teams. The bottom line is, look, if Matthew Stafford goes down, the Lions are going to look a lot like the Tigers by November or something.
I think that's true for most NFL teams, that if they have to play a while with a backup quarterback, good luck. The season is probably over. And there's another name that was a Detroit Lion back last winter, and I thought he might have a chance. That's Connor Cook. Darian, what do we know about Connor? He's had a couple shots.
Yeah, a couple shots, and it just hasn't necessarily worked out, which happens from time to time, no matter what position, but especially at that quarterback spot. Sometimes it's just right person, right seat, finding the right system that fits you. So we'll see if he gives the XFL a shot. You know, I know he did a couple workouts for them, a couple of those showcases. It'll just probably remain to be seen if he puts something out there social media-wise that he's going to go ahead and go that route. He might be waiting a little bit in the weeds now to say if he can be signed a little bit late as the regular season starts.
You've got to have a team, an organization, and a head coach, Doug, that believes in you. If you don't have that, especially at the quarterback position, good luck.
Yeah, and you gotta, like you say, have somebody that believes in you. And a lot of times teams don't want to take a chance on just having a backup and molding them, getting somebody, keeping them around. They don't want to have competition for their designated starter, whatever that might be. So
we've seen guys who've gone on and led their teams to Super Bowls. Hey, how about Nick Foles?
Yeah.
I mean, it's important. That is an important position because it can be a season crusher.
Yep.
No matter what else you have. We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to have our Take It to the Bank segment. We're going to look at the Detroit Tigers, another very, very strange week. How about 24 strikeouts in the game up next?
For the best prices and most knowledgeable staff, shop at H2O Hydroponics.
Dry ice pellets, 50 cents per pound.
Beverage grade CO2, priced right for you.
And we have 24 and 100-pound butane tanks in stock.
Remember, if you're going to grow, go H2O.
Get in the saving zone at Capital Honda because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
Are you disabled? Have you been denied disability benefits? You need the law offices of Ronald J. Miles, an attorney specializing in Social Security benefits.
If you think you're disabled and you need assistance, let me win for you.
Monticello's, where you choose to give your family and friends the very best. Steaks fresh from the butcher block.
For the best prices and the largest inventory, shop at H2O Hydroponics.
Complete commercial and recreational lighting systems.
Single and mini split air conditioners in stock.
For the best selection of growing media and nutrients, see us today.
Remember, if you're going to grow, go H2O.
Download the Fox 47 Storm Shield app and stay in touch everywhere you go.
For 105 years, the Graff family of dealerships has been selling cars and making friends.
Why am I on this wall? I'm not history. I'm still selling cars.
It's the Graff Anniversary Sale,
and you're getting the presents.
We're making 2019's history with below GMS on a new Blazer just $249 per month, and Equinox just $192 per month, or get a Silverado Crew Cab just $252 per month.
It's the Graff Anniversary Sale going on at every Graff dealership.
Dad, where the heck am I?
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Falcons.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank, for what matters most.
This is carrying out towards the gap in left center field, carrying back, and it gets over the fence, off the glove, it's a 3-homer game! In unbelievable fashion! Kyle Seager becomes the 11th Mariner in franchise history with a 3-homer game.
How appropriate. Okay, we're looking for one play that symbolizes what the Detroit Tigers season is about. That's like that one that went off Jose Canseco's coconut when it went over the fence, right?
Yeah.
A little bit like that. And not that the Tigers need any help throwing home run balls. I don't know whether Seager should just take that 3-home run game and send the Tigers outfield a gift, or whether with the Tigers it really should only count as a 2-homer game. Don't know exactly about that. But embarrassment upon futility, Doug. We saw that clip. Yeah. Every sports show had it. We saw it on ESPN over and over. Some people play those kinds of things with crazy blooper music. Mm-hmm. But that's what the Tigers are about. And then last night, they say, hey, how we can top this? Well, at the plate, let's see if we can go the entire game without touching the ball. And they did that in a 24 strikeout performance Obviously, they lost 1-0 in the bottom of the 13th. And there you see the rundown for the Tiger strikeouts. Jake Rogers, catcher who was just called up, a terrific defensive player, but needs to work on getting a bat, a real one. He had 4 strikeouts. Miguel Cabrera, Miggy, what are you doing? He had 3 strikeouts. Brandon Dixon, 3. John Hicks, 3. Travis Demeritte, 3. Jordy Mercer, 3. Victor Reyes, 2. Dawel Lugo, 2. And Nico Goodrum. I guess he's the star last night. He only struck out 1 time, Darian.
At some point, don't you just like get a guy all hooked up with the Barry Bonds patty and just get out there and just like take a pitch, get in this, lean over the plate and get on first base.
Yeah,
we got to make something happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's
strikeouts.
I keep going back to before even the season started, and I continue to replay in my mind Doug's prediction of the Tigers this year, and he actually caught a little bit of flack for saying that they would be that bad, and now they're even worse, like by far worse.
10 games worse, and they lost again today, so the projection
phenomenal.
is about 48 wins.
Yeah, which is it's close to setting a record, and it's even more Tiger-esque that in a year that's record-setting in terms of home runs across the entire league.
Yeah.
Only this team can't even get their bat on the ball to get it out of the park. It's crazy.
All right, Coach Harris, I know this is a different sport. You're coaching football now, not baseball. But put yourself in Ron Gardenhire's shoes. What would you do to get these guys to at least make basic contact?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you actually really are going to try something, because my first inclination would be, obviously, we know the season's over, and sometimes you just end up with a team that just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just going back to the basics. Maybe it's not doing too much. Maybe it's going back to the basics, more BP at the most basic of levels.
I got a way that the Tigers can get some base runners, and I think if we can take a look at this now, how do you like this stance? Would this work for the Tigers? You think they could at least get some bases on balls? This guy's got this down, right? This is a little league trick, and maybe that's what the Tigers need. Could you see, Miggy, could you do that for us once or twice?
These are too bad. You can't squat down that far.
See what would happen. All right, we will be back in just a couple of minutes. And we're going to have our weekly awards, our Culver's Cool and Smooth Awards, our Play of the Week, our Game of the Week, our Team of the Week, and our Player of the Week. Coming up next here on Press Pass.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Start Saturday strong. Start Saturday on Fox.
It's the $1 Million Premium Play Giveaway with 180 winners every Saturday at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Every Saturday in August and every 30 minutes from 9 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. 6 lucky winners will walk away with $500 in premium play. That's 180 winners and $90,000 every Saturday night. Don't miss the hottest summer ever at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Play to win the $1 Million Premium Play Giveaway. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com. Bring on the bless.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by all 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with Scrumptious Butterburgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
Well, joining me now is Patriot head coach Bill Belichick. Before I even want to talk about the first half, I do want to bring up Josh Gordon, because you put out a statement earlier today. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Nope.
Not at all?
No, that's why I put out the statement.
Okay, all right. Good luck in the second half.
First of all, that was one of the worst jobs by a media member trying to do that interview. He's just got his statement in his hands, okay? He's trying to be a star, to push something else out of Bill Belichick at halftime of a game. Good luck with that. Probably not happening, all right? All right, Team 308. I want to talk about who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week. Doug Warren, let's start with you in the play of the week.
Play of the week goes to Mike Mayock, GM of the Oakland Raiders, who basically said in regard to Antonio Brown, who still has a problem with his helmet, you're either going to have to find out whether you're all in or all out. And I think if it was up to Mayock, he'd already be all out. I don't know. He doesn't seem like he's got too much patience, but they got to walk that tightrope. And if he's all in, they got a great receiver. But if he's not, then they're just going to have one hell of a headache on their hands, and that's the last thing the Raiders need in their last year in Oakland.
And John Gruden is already bending over backwards, doing everything he can to look like he and AB are on the same page. He knows that Antonio Brown can be, if not Coach Killer, certainly someone who brings along a share of migraines. So he's doing everything he can do about that. All right, our game of the week, we have so many to pick from. I guess you could look at a game last night with Milwaukee Brewers and Washington Nationals. And your Nationals, that thing went late, 14 innings. Christian Yelich hits 2 home runs. Finally, the Brewers win, and both of those teams are in contention for a wild card berth, so it means a lot to them. But I have to go back to the Tigers. How often do you see a team strike out 24 times? Fred Heumann told me it's just the 4th time it happened in Major League history, so that is certainly... Jeez. What about our team of the week? What do you have for us, Darian?
Team of the week, I hope you didn't think I was not going to bring basketball into this. How about some WNBA action? The Washington Mystics, my team of the week. 107-68 win over the Indiana Fever today. MSU's own Aerial Powers dropping 19 points. Mystics set a WNBA record with 18 threes made. They're now sitting in first place in the East, 20-7. Got a real good chance of winning the championship. Elena Delle Donne, we know how special she is. Got a shot at winning MVP this year. So it could be another Spartan bringing home a championship ring this year.
Condolences for your Los Angeles Lakers. The news about Boogie Cousins now. Tough luck for him.
Yeah. Cost him $130 million probably, upwards of, just in injuries. I mean, it's a really, really bad break for a guy that was really on his way to a Hall of Fame level career.
Does this change your view of the Lakers now?
Not really. I mean, rumblings, Dwight Howard, I don't know if I want to go that route, but you got to fill the void somehow. And I think that, in all seriousness, Dwight Howard would come into this team and have fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you need. 10-10 from Dwight off the bench would be good.
Take that. All right. Our player of the week, actually, we're looking at 5 players of the week, but this is a team that went to Biltmore Country Club from mid-Michigan and did something I've never seen before. In a 5-player scramble, they were 21 under par to win it. MSU golf coach Casey Lubon, he's the stud. Billy Joe Dupree, former Spartan Dallas Cowboy, I've never seen him hit the ball that way. But Rick Otis, Rick Lash, and Bruce Hendy all played fantastic golf, and then they were very active in the auction afterwards. So
yeah, they were.
A little bit more when you shoot 21 under par. Appreciate having John Shinsky with us, ShinskyOrphanage.com. Appreciate Doug Warren. Don't forget, finish the game on Sundays. Darian Harris, Walled Lake Western. We'll be back with you next week, everyone. Really appreciate you joining us. We'll be earlier next week. Have a great week.